Life's fucking hard, and life is great that life is hard.
No role models to speak of. Searching through my memory, I couldn't find one. Last night I was getting my feet rubbed by the baddest bitch. Not
Hey, what's good? Sorry, I'm letting this play out so that I can demonetize the video and make no money off of it. That way you guys don't have to deal with ads. So congratulations. The rest of this video will be ad-free because I played music at the beginning. That's why I did that. It was strategic. What's up, beautiful people of the internet? Almost. Beautiful. Nice. Where the fuck have I been? Am I right? Holy shit. Starting this off with cursing. Nice. Dude, I haven't made a video in over a month, so this is gonna be raw. That's how we do it around here. My old YouTube editor quit on me. That's not the reason that I haven't uploaded in a little while, but let's just dive into why I've been gone for so long. And first of all, I'm sorry for not posting for so long. I don't like taking a big break like that, and it wasn't an intentional break either. It's just kind of like a lot of things kind of stack up at once, if you know what I mean. So remember how I made that whole video where I was basically saying, wow, let's see if I'm able to keep up with content creation, scaling my business, managing my clients, reaching out to other potential clients, managing school, still working out and managing nutrition, sleep, stress, all of that. And then also, you know, managing all of my social media, both short form and long form, all at the same time. Did I forget to mention that with school, I'm taking 8 classes, 3 of which being labs, which are longer classes. If you don't know what a lab is, it's STEM major shit. Man, I'm just gonna keep this video really real with y'all. I have been having a very hard time lately. And I think that it's really important to remember that seasons of your life are bound to happen. You're always in a new season of your life. And right now, this season of my life is one that's really hard. These past 8 months, I have been working on an autonomous fat loss program so I can help more people out, so more people can work with me, because a lot of people, they go on to do coaching with me and then they're like, oh, wait, this is way too expensive. I'm not paying for that. And that's fine. You pay for what you get. I'm making a more affordable option, and I've been working on it for 8 months. And on top of this, like I said, school, fitness, coaching, social media, and, you know, relationships, both social and personal, family, a lot of that's kind of thrown out the window. So it's really just those 4 that I'm focusing on. And I've been beyond stressed out. So the reason that I haven't put out a video in so long is because, like I said, wasn't intentional, but I just have so much shit going on. And I feel really bad because I absolutely love making these YouTube videos. I think these are the things that make me the most happy, is talking with you guys. It's important to remember that bad times aren't forever. It sucks when they go on for longer than expected. And my expectations don't really match my reality right now, which is that I expected things to be done a lot sooner. I expected that if I worked my ass off and tried to manage everything at the same time, and I worked really, really hard, and I was okay with letting go of some of the other lesser important things, like, you know, didn't set myself back as much. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I don't hang out with loser people. And by loser people, I define people who don't have ambitions of any sense as loser people, not just because you drink or do drugs or anything. But I don't set my self back, and I work really hard. The worst thing, like, I think my genuine hell would be trying to film a full day in the life, a day in the life for you guys, because having to do everything that I do every single day, but then having to get 3 different angles of me doing every single task that I do would just be like the most stressful and time consuming and longest, most annoying day ever. So don't ever expect one of those videos from me. You already know my problem, guys. I got ADHD and OCD. It's really hard for me to stay organized with my thoughts. So there's a hummingbird. That was perfect timing. Oh my God, there was actually a fucking hummingbird. Listen, I got topics down, and so the first topic was where I've been. I've covered that. I've got a lot of shit going on, and I feel really bad, so I'm making this video just so that I could update you guys on what's going on in my life. Second topic that I wrote down is low testosterone. So I remember how I made another video where I was like, hey guys, look at this. My testosterone is like 800. I'm fucking a superhuman. That is no longer the case. I got bad sleep for a while. Couldn't really go to sleep at night. Just a lot of restless nights where I had, you know, kind of that nervous energy, I guess, because so much is going on in my mind. It was really hard to feel like I was taking any steps forward, because I was doing so much at once that every single step that I was taking was in a different direction but forward. It's like when you try to work on too many things at once, you end up just getting nothing done. That's a whole nother topic. But yeah, man, I got low testosterone. Fucking sucks. I've struggled with low testosterone before in the past, and I think it's from my stress and the physical load that I put on my body every single day, because I work out so hard, but then on top of it, the workouts take so long because I film them, and then on top of that, outside of the workouts, I'm bouncing back to back on different tasks that I have to do throughout the day. And it's just so much shit. And I know that I keep saying this, but life isn't sunshine and fucking rainbows all the time. And so here's why having low testosterone sucks. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. You wake up, for the most part, feeling very depressed. It's harder to get out of bed. You struggle to get sleep at night. You don't really look forward to the things that used to make you really happy. For instance, I haven't had an exciting workout in a long time. My workouts are still effective. I get done when I need to, regardless of how I feel. That's discipline for you. I guess that's another good thing, is that a lot of people think that, oh, it must be so nice to, love going into the gym and being a gym rat. It's like, it's not like that all the time. Yeah, bad sleep, poor health markers, you feel tired, lethargic, no energy throughout the day. It's harder to maintain relationships with people that are close to you, so family. It's like a lot more effortful just staying awake in conversations. You struggle to have clear and concise thinking. I mean, I could go on forever about the problems with low T. And you know what? I think that's a big contributor for why I haven't posted in like a month on YouTube. Oh yeah. Sixth thing about low testosterone is that you have an increased abdominal fat storage and higher stress markers, and you're less likely to put on any muscle when you're in the gym because testosterone is the main muscle building hormone. I guess that's more like 6 through 8, but whatever. The reason that I'm filming this vlog today is because not only do I want to give y'all the life update that y'all deserve, but because it's important to see the struggles, as I've mentioned previously in other videos, where I remember how the day that my grandpa died, or the day after my grandpa died, was one of the saddest days of my life, and I still filmed it. I vlogged it. I went into the gym, I talked about what was going on. It was a slow vlog. It kind of sucked. I'm sure it wasn't that entertaining. It didn't scratch your cheap dopamine fix, but I still got it done. And that's the same point that I'm trying to do with this video, which is I'm trying to be real as possible. Life's hard right now, but there is the silver lining, knowing that life won't always be hard. And that's what I keep trying to remind myself. It's like I'm in a season of hard where I can't hang out with all the people that I want to hang out with. I can't maintain the relationships that I want to maintain. I can't bring the energy that I used to all of the stuff that I used to love doing. But that's okay. I don't need to be super passionate about it to work hard. I work hard because it's work that I know that needs to get done. And then eventually, the great part about working hard, especially when you don't feel like it, is that I'll know that I have that next level in me whenever another season like this comes around in the future. Right now, it's hard. And it's great that it's hard, because then I know I have that extra gear that I can kick into to get through hard shit. You don't grow when everything's fucking easy. You grow when shit sucks. And right now, shit sucks. And I can list off probably another 10 things that really suck right now that I shouldn't talk about on video. But point is life's fucking hard, and life is great that life is hard. That might not make sense, but I hope it does. Next topic. I'm low testosterone. I want to talk about one more thing, and then we'll start this workout off, because I want to end on a positive note. I've been trying to do that. My 2 biggest goals in 2025, which I never even got to say because I have New Year's resolutions, but I haven't made a New Year's resolution video because I haven't been filming because I've been feeling so bad. My New Year's resolution is to bring positivity and perseverance into every single task that I attack head on. So right now I haven't been the most positive. I have a silver lining to this. The way that I've been getting myself through every single day is by comparing myself to my 8-year-old and my 80-year-old self. If you've never tried doing this before, listen up, this might change your life. A lot of people say that comparisons are the thief of joy, and I've already talked about how it's not necessarily comparisons that are the thief of joy, but it's the emotions placed on comparisons that might be the thief of joy. You comparing yourself to somebody more successful than you and then saying, oh, I'm shit because he's 21 and he has a Lamborghini. The comparison isn't a bad thing. It's the emotion that you placed on it, right? It's the fact that you think that you're worthless because you're not as great as somebody else. When in fact you could just keep that same comparison but use it as a motivator. Holy shit, that dude's 21 and he has a Lamborghini. That means I can definitely achieve the same rewards that he has got and the same fruit from life as long as I'm willing to put in the sacrifices that he has. It's motivating. You see what I mean? So what I'm saying is comparing yourself to your 8-year-old and 80-year-old self can be the most beneficial way to get you through any hard time. Think about it like this. What dreams did you have when you were 8 years old? I don't know what specifically applies to you, but what applied to me was I wanted to have a beautiful wife that I can share my future with. I wanted to have an amazing physique that other people showed me respect for. I wanted to be disciplined enough to be able to accomplish tasks that I don't necessarily want to do, but am able to do regardless of how I feel. I wanted to be healthy, and well, I wanted to be in the NFL. I'm 8 years old, right? So some things were a little unrealistic. Shout out my ACL for blowing out 3 times. But anyways, all I wanted to do was make other people and myself proud. I had all of these goals and chasing these big dreams, right? I wanted to become famous. I wanted to become rich. And it's really important to remind yourself that, are you still chasing those dreams that your 8-year-old you would want you to be going after? Or are you complacent and static in life and not moving forward? So that's what pushes me through whenever I'm thinking, oh man, this shit's hard. Good. 8-year-old me would be proud of me getting through this. I'm chasing my dreams. I'm actively going after what I want, and I'm trying to manage everything, even though it might feel impossible at times. The most important thing is that I'm doing my best to bring positivity and perseverance through every single task that I attack head on. Next part, 80-year-old me. He's sitting there and he's thinking, wow, it's so great that he's achieving his 8-year-old dreams of doing his best to put his best foot forward and, chase after what he wants in life. That's great. But equally on the other end of the spectrum, when you're 80 years old, you want to be able to look back and say, man, I wish I could have spent more time in those beautiful, hard times, creating memories, loving memories that I have with the people around me. And so it's really important to kind of balance both these ideas of, you want to chase after the greatness that your 8-year-old you expects of you, while also being able to be present in the moment to appreciate the memories that you're currently making, that your 80-year-old you could reflect back on. And then there's you in the middle, 22-year-old Dirk, who's trying to achieve greatness while also being present in the moment and understanding how great the hard times are, because I'm going to look back on these and think, wow, that was the best thing that I never want to put myself through again. Having horrible health markers, getting poor sleep, feeling overworked, having to go through school and while trying to scale a coaching business, while staying in fantastic physical condition, while also trying to promote his social media. It's like there's so much fucking shit going on, and it's important to appreciate how hard it is right now, because it won't always be hard. All right, that was a lot. I'm gonna see y'all in the gym when you go keep this ball rolling, because I don't think if I don't get out of the car right now, it's gonna be hard to get out later. I got this pre-workout itching at my face, making me want to go tear the skin off my body. Let's go put that towards lifting some heavy circles. I'm gonna see y'all in the gym.
Right now, it's sometimes kind of hard just enjoying the workouts. So I'm trying to take it more back to my roots, where I really started liking the gym, which is honestly doing barbell bench press. That's what made me really fall in love with doing these workouts and just working out in general. So trying to enjoy being in the gym more while still doing effective movements. So incline barbell bench press is something that I've been working in ever since I actually went back home and recorded that one vlog where I was incline barbell bench pressing. So let's see what we can do.
Not going to failure, by the way.
No leg drive.
Nah, I'm gonna be smart. That should feel heavy. Did not feel like failing first lift of the day.
Who would have thought that? Like doom scrolling, listening to music, playing Clash Royale on your phone, all of that takes effort. And when you're just beyond tired, this is like that tired of having low testosterone where even a good night's sleep can't fix it. But we're gonna get through it anyways. Let's get after it.
Whew. Think of something to say. Come on.
This whole video is kind of like a brain fart, so I'm just talking out my thoughts because I really haven't organized them that well, so bear with me here. But I have made $140 so far off of YouTube. So clearly I'm not in this for the money. Clearly I'm just doing this because I love it, if that hasn't proven it enough. But one of the things that I was thinking of is long form content really my thing? Because I love making YouTube videos, but when it comes to people who actually work with me for my coaching business and for where I'm the most popular, that's always been the best performing on short form. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube Shorts, doesn't matter. all of those have always performed much better than me than my long form videos. And you could say, oh, well, that's because, you know, you don't put enough effort into the long form like you do in the short form. Well, it's different. Different type of effort. I could never put out a Mr. Beast or a Jesse James style video because that would take me a whole month to do while still trying to manage all the other stuff that I'm doing. And at that rate, you're not going to grow consistently enough. But you could make the argument that since I'm not putting out these types of videos consistently enough either, that's not going to help me grow either. So I guess, remember, I'm just brain farting here. I don't know whether or not long form is the best thing for me. Making these videos makes me really happy because I like to kind of use them as little, almost, you know how some people journal? I guess these are like memos that I can rewatch that detail my thought process and what was going on in my life at the time. So I can watch these when I'm older, maybe show them to my kids. And some of my clients and some of my audience, by audience, I mean like my short form audience, actually watches these videos at 4,000 subscribers. Shout out to all of y'all on YouTube. And one thing that I was thinking about, because I do like doing this raw style content, like what I'm doing right now, where it's just me talking, not necessarily having anything lined up for the day, not necessarily having any talking points, but just kind of explaining what's going through my mind at the moment. I was thinking about doing streaming. I actually started up a Twitch channel. And I know you're thinking, oh shit, there's just one more thing to add on to. But honestly, if I was able to do Twitch or just streaming on any platform, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Kick, doesn't matter, then I'll be able to repurpose all of that content into short form. And the most important thing is consistency. So I've always been able to be super consistent on short form, and that's why it's done the best. And so I was thinking maybe, you know, it might be a good idea to just live, like do one of these live, because then I could literally, while I'm talking to my camera, instead of me talking about what's going on, I could talk about what's going on and then respond to you guys, letting me know what you think about what's going on or whatever, just talking back and forth. And it could be more interactive because right now the only interaction that I have on YouTube is you guys either liking my videos or commenting, and I respond to every single comment, or at least view every single comment. Some of y'all are weird, no offense, but the majority of y'all are amazing. Jeez, I'm not very focused right now. I got to figure out what I'm going to do for my working set weight. This is what I'm going to do. It's going to be heavy as shit. This is where I'm going to add the intensity. As you saw before, I didn't go to failure in any of those sets. That was mainly just like my heavy strength compound movement that I'm focusing on. But this is where the intensity is going to be. So I'm going to do 2 sets here, and I'm really just going to focus on pushing myself as much as possible, lowering the volume and increasing the intensity. My split right now is kind of all over the place. I'm resting as much as possible just because I'm working so much on the business aspect sort of things. Like I'm doing so much when it comes to working closely with clients, doing potential client outreach. I've hired employees that are going to help me with managing my short form content and people that are going to help me scale my coaching business. So it's no longer just like a me doing my kind of like solo entrepreneurial thing. It's like I actually have responsibilities where people rely on me now, not just through my clients, but now that I have employees, it's like a lot more work. So like how I was saying, you have seasons of your life where shit's really hard. This is one of those seasons where lifting isn't my number one priority, but I'm going to make sure that I always accomplish that task whenever I need to. So I'm never going to just be like, all right, I'm going to take a month off the gym. No, that's stupid. You'll lose so much progress by doing that. But instead of coming in here 5 to 6 days a week, I might be coming in here only 4 days a week, but I'm being as effective and as within the time constraint that I have. I hope y'all understand my point. Anyways, I'm going to hit a set and then we'll talk a little bit more about streaming. That's what I mean, higher intensity. Fully to failure, pushing for as long as you can on the failure rep, and then also doing 1 to 2 partials. And then we're gonna hit a second set. I think what I was trying to get out earlier when I was saying, is long form really worth it? I think it's worth it in the sense that I get to nurture my audience is kind of like the technicality of what I'm doing right now, because I'm providing free information to you. I'm showing you guys my personality. I'm letting you guys connect with me, but I don't necessarily convert many clients off of YouTube. Just being completely honest, for the most part, almost all of my potential clients are either through referrals from people who loved my service and then referred me to somebody else. That's actually probably like 10%, but the 90% comes from short form content. And then if I had to do 100.5% total, 0.5% would come from like YouTube. When you think about it in a business aspect, if there was something to cut back on to increase my ROI and just double down on something, if I double down 100% on short form content, double down on trying to make my service as good as possible, just really focusing on the business aspect sort of things, then I could definitely make a lot more money right now. But the thing is I'm not necessarily focused on making the most amount of money right now. And I think that's what really sets me apart from a lot of people, or at least online coaches, is that I'm not interested on the get rich quick here's my 90-day program where you're just going to completely transform your life. Like, I'm not going to sell you some BS course. I work more as like a lifestyle coach where I want to deliver on nutrition and workouts, but then outside of that, I work really closely with people on the lifestyle aspect of things. So fixing your sleep, fixing your stress, understanding which stress is important to take on and actually help you in the long run and which ones you should be avoiding. You know, intuitive eating habits, just how to become a more advanced lifter while you're in the gym, how to recover better. You know, there's so much things that you can talk about. In fact, I was on the phone with my client today just talking about how me and him can take progressive steps towards him eliminating alcohol in his life, because that was one of his big goals. And so we came up with a whole SMART goal process of how me and him are going to completely change his life, because he's been turning to alcohol before he started working with me. And so that's kind of like one of the main things we're working on, is how to just be a healthier human being. I'm completely ranting. Point that I'm making is that I'm not doing these because long form doesn't make me money. Long form isn't what's super important in my life when it comes to the business, but long form, if it makes me happy, I like to be able to connect with you guys, show you my personality and show you what's going on in my life. And I think that this was definitely going to play out for me in the long run if I can stay consistent with it. But right now, it's definitely a struggle.
Oh, my elbow just popped like crazy. Don't give up.
Drop set. Just 2 sets here, trying to maximize intensity without adding too much fatigue. So we're gonna go to the next exercise. The nice thing about being really lean is it's easier pushing yourself to failure. Like, you'll see, I just finished a set, and then even after a drop set, I still am not breathing hard. What's kind of funny is I ran a mile for the first time. One of my labs for a class, we were testing VO2 maxes as a part of a nutrition class that I'm taking, and I ran a 6:38 mile. That's after 0 running experience with a torn ACL and not having ran for longer than 5 minutes on a fast walk before a workout than in like 3 years. That's insane. So shout out to being on a cut, because the cut, doing that incline walk, got me conditioned enough to be able to bust out a 6:38 mile after never training for it. Also, I'm not on my cut anymore. I know there's a lot of catch up to do on life, but I'm not on my cut anymore. My face and my body has slimmed down enough, and with the low testosterone, once you get to a certain point, body fat, it's actually really counterproductive to try to get any leaner, or else you'll feel shittily. You'll feel shitty in your lifestyle, and you're not going to be able to maintain your muscle mass as much. So I'm not going to make that mistake again. And I jacked my calories up. You're actually going to see a full day of eating in my next video on YouTube. I filmed it like almost a week ago, but actually, yeah, I filmed it a week ago, but hasn't been edited yet because I've got other editors working on my coaching videos, which are much more priority to get out to my actual clients. But then when they get around to that, they're going to help me out with that, because I have a shitty MacBook that would explode if I tried to edit all of the content I filmed on this camera at once. Who knows, if I start streaming, maybe I'll get a PC and then I can just start busting out videos of my own, just like the good old days. Shout out vlog number 1, the Natty Slam Soapy, 100% edited by Dirk Germont, if you can't tell. I'm ranting. Let's go. Next exercise.
He's okay with it.
One of the things I was thinking about is all day, every day, I'm never truly bored. A lot of people have never experienced true boredom in their life because they fill it with cheap dopamine, like doom scrolling, playing video games on your phone, checking Snapchat, checking what other people's stories, checking what other people are doing. I've realized that anytime I finish a major task, or even a minor task at that, if I just sit and think, or walk and think, and don't go on my phone, I will not be bored for more than 30 seconds, because immediately I'm reminded of something that I can do, or something that I should do, or something that I want to do in the future. And then it's like immediately I have the next thing to go to. Now, I don't always have to act on it immediately. Like, sometimes it's good to be mindful of how it's important to take breaks and relax and hopefully de-stress in between big picture tasks that you're working on. Especially if you're somebody who's highly ambitious like myself, then don't overlook taking breaks. If you try to work 24/7, it'll do a lot more harm than it will do good in the long run. But one of the things that's crazy to me is when people like tell me that they're bored. I don't understand boredom. I don't understand how you could be bored. Like, if you allow your brain time to think and just be by itself with its thoughts, you won't be bored for more than 30 seconds. The people that are mostly bored are the people that are like on social media just scrolling, be like, fuck, I'm so bored. Like there's nothing good. Or watching TV, fuck, there's nothing good on. Or just scrolling through their Snapchat stories to see who's posting shit. Like, fuck, I'm so bored. I can't wait for something to happen. Wait for my friends to hit me up. I can't wait to go to the next tasks or the next class to start. If you're identifying with anything that I'm saying where you feel like you're constantly saying that you're bored, or at least saying you're bored here and there, you're probably the same type of person who has trouble falling asleep at night, because that's the only time where you allow yourself to truly be bored. When you put down your phone and the next task that you have to do is just to go to sleep, a lot of the time you'll find that you have this restless, nervous energy where you're like suddenly allowing your brain to process all of its thoughts. Think about what you could have done today or what you're going to be doing tomorrow, or maybe you remember that, oh shit, I have a homework assignment due at 11:59, or oh, I had work that I should have done today, or I could have accomplished more. Maybe you feel a little bit depressed. It's like because throughout the day, you're never letting your brain actually fully process these thoughts because you never experience actual boredom. And if you experience actual boredom, then you won't be bored for more than 30 seconds. Whenever I'm bored, that means that I'm just doing absolutely nothing. Within 30 seconds, I will definitely remember something that I should have already done, something that I could be doing, or something that I want to do. There's never oh, I have absolutely nothing to do and I'm just going to wait until the next task arrives in the palm of my hands. That doesn't happen. If you are somebody who struggles to fall asleep at night because you have all this nervous energy and it's like you have all these thoughts that keep you awake, lying awake in your bed, and you're just like, man, why can't I shut my brain off? It's because you don't allow yourself to be truly bored during the day. Whenever you're bored, you just reach for your phone. And a lot of times you'll notice that you're on it without even realizing that you're opening the app. You'll already be scrolling. It's crazy. Be more self-aware and allow yourself to be bored more often. And I promise it's a weird concept, but you won't be as bored. If you allow yourself to be bored, you won't be bored as much. Think about it. So I didn't hit any single direct front delt movement this entire workout. And that's because most people already have very overdeveloped front delts, just because most people round their shoulders forward whenever they're doing pressing motions. And a lot of times, if you're hitting an incline movement where you're targeting specifically your upper chest, you're secondarily going to be targeting your front delts too. So incorporating a lot of redundant front delt work is not that important, especially if you're somebody who's limited on time and energy like myself. So a lot of the times I'll get through all my chest workouts, and secondarily, I'll be hitting my shoulders as I'm doing my chest. And then I could prioritize movements that are going to be a little bit more effective for me in the long run when it comes to shoulder growth, so that I don't just keep doing front delts, front delts, front delts. So I did 3 chest movements. Now I'm doing a shoulder movement, and the shoulder movement is going to be hitting primarily my side delt, but also a little bit of my front delt as well. Your side delt is actually very, very small. So when I say that I'm hitting mainly my side delt, I'm actually hitting mainly a lot of my front delt, because if you had to break up your shoulder, damn, it looks small. If you had to break up your shoulder into 3 different portions, your front delt is gonna make up the majority of it. Your side delt is gonna be like this little sliver right here. And then, sorry, it's the bad camera angle. Your rear delt is also gonna be pretty small, a little bit bigger than your side delt, but it's still pretty small. So when you're doing lateral raises, if you think you're just hitting your side delt, that's just a sliver. You're hitting your side delt, but also a big chunk of your front delt, just not like the very front portion, or at least not primarily. So yeah, I'm gonna do 3 sets here, and then see what happens next. I don't know. Go fuck around and find out. If you're wondering why I look like directly off to the sides, because I can see myself right here. I can't really, when I'm looking at the, you get what I mean. You'll notice that I do partials on every set. That beginning to middle range of motion for the dumbbell lateral raise is so important for targeting your side delt. And as you go up, you get less and less side delt activation and get more and more forearm and trap. So this range of motion right here at the beginning is always going to be the most beneficial when it comes to growing your delts. And then anything above, trap, forearm, a little bit of bicep, you're still getting some side delt work. You're not like completely taking the tension and switching it off like a light switch, but you definitely aren't getting as much as you are in that initial range of motion. So just make sure that you're maximizing your efficiency with this movement by always doing partials. Lighting isn't perfect, but damn it, I'll take it. right, we got more to do. Let's get through this shit. All right, moving on to triceps. Currently, with my injury, this is the weakest body part, so you got to stick to some pretty basic movements, but see what we can push. Like how I said, I'm trying to focus on positivity and perseverance. Those are my two biggest goals to take on every task with. One of the other things I've been thinking about is adding in a third P. So positivity, perseverance, and becoming more powerful. I don't know what your definition of power is, but my definition is the duration between thought and action. So how long it takes for you to put what you think into reality. So for instance, if you were omnipotent, I don't know how that word is, but let's say you were a God being, right? So this is at the very higher end of the spectrum of how powerful you are. You're all knowing, all powerful God. If you believe in God, it doesn't really matter. But just for the sake of the example, God is all knowing, all powerful. And so he could create man like that. He could create the world like that. Being powerful is so important because that's how you can improve your intelligence. Let me elaborate. So, just because I give you guys a ton of advice, that doesn't mean that I'm necessarily smarter than you guys. It just means that I've created more mistakes. I've had more experience because I've put my thoughts into action more times than you guys have. I'm sure there's somebody watching who has a lot more experience and is a lot more successful than me. But for the younger, ambitious crowd, or just the people that are becoming more ambitious, you don't even need to be necessarily youthful to be ambitious and try to improve your life. But the reason why being powerful is so important is because the sooner you're able to close that gap between thought and action, meaning, oh, I want to be an online coach and then becoming an online coach, or oh, I want to have a great physique and then getting a great physique, or at least going to the gym and taking the steps necessary to start that action to bring fruition to that thought. If you can close that gap and become more powerful, then you, by default, will gain a lot more experience. And you don't necessarily need to be successful with that experience, but just by getting experience in general, one of two things will happen, right? By throwing yourself into that experience, you will either A, get the result that you wanted, or you'll learn from the experience. And subsequently, when you learn, a lot of the times there's even better and greater outcomes in the future, because maybe you'll learn that you didn't even really like that job as much. And if you got that job, you would have been stuck working there forever. Or maybe that there's a better opportunity where you can improve in your skills as being a salesman. So instead of getting a B tier paying job as a salesman, you could work on your skills so that you can sell yourself to become an A tier payment job as a salesman. I think you guys understand what I'm getting at. But trying to become more powerful, putting thought to action, and closing that duration is super important. That's just another one of the things I've been thinking about recently. And if you could take away 3 things from this video, it would be trying to become more positive, bring perseverance, and becoming more powerful. You work on those things in 2025, and you apply them to any hard task that you're taking on, dude, you're gonna be the shit. I'm gonna be the shit because I'm gonna bring those 3, and I hope that you be the shit with me. I got one more set here, and then posing, then abs and cardio, but you guys aren't gonna see that shit. It sucks having a hurt elbow. I've been dealing with this shit forever. That's not positive though. Hey, this is a great opportunity to practice some patience. See how I switched that mindset? My elbow fucking hurts, but instead of being like, damn, this fucking hurts, and you know, I'm shitty, I'm gonna go home angry thinking about how much of a bummer it is that I can't do all my favorite exercises. Instead, this is an opportunity for me to practice other exercises and get better at rehab and practice patience and become a more progressive person. Switch that mentality. Let's get into posing. All right, this lighting is about as natty as it gets, but haven't been going after it as hard. Put on about a couple of LBSs. We'll see what we're looking like. By the way, new sponsor, Alpha Elite. There's new drop that I'm actually featured in. They flew me out for a huge photo shoot. Drops on the 22nd. You could get this pump cover. I was wearing it the whole video. It's fire. It's my new favorite item. They have like hundreds of new things for both men and women. You can use my code LILDIRK if you're trying to get some new drip, trying to look your best in the gym. You know, I had to do a shameless plug before the posing. Boy's getting tired. I hope y'all enjoyed this vlog. I feel like it was all over the place, but I really appreciate all 4,000 of you subscribers watching all this shit every single time I drop one. I'm gonna try to be a lot more consistent with the content, even if that means just putting out stuff like this where it's a little bit more raw. I'm not necessarily, super upbeat. Oh my God, guess what you're gonna see in this video? It's not like, all over the place. It's really just me being myself, telling you what's going on in my life, taking you through a workout, having a great lift, trying to get a great pump. Remember, nothing changes and nothing changes. If you want to be the best version of yourself, what are you doing every day to take action, to close that gap between thought and action? Bring these 3 things forward with you to every task you take on, every season of hard that you're currently in. Positivity, perseverance, powerful. Bring those 3. I hope y'all have a great one. I will see you in the next video. Peace.